There we go. Welcome back to the Crypto Lodge, where I bring you small cap gems, Fantom, BSC, Harmony One gems, Solana, altcoins, you name it. I go live all the time. Bitcoin's sitting at a cool 65K. We almost hit 70,000 this morning, which was exciting. I was just streaming. Had quite a few people in here. If you can go ahead and hit that thumbs up, we'll probably get most of you guys back. Probably you, Jam, huh? Let me share this link with the Telegram group. Last stream was interrupted. Alright, welcome back to Crypto Lodge, where I just comb through the internet and I look for promising projects with low market caps and I report on them. So far we've been doing pretty well on pretty much all of our picks. I'm going to type this Telegram chat into the chat here, t.me/thecryptolodge. Click on that. Let me pin it. And you can join that and you will be part of the fun and games and gains. Fun and gains. Not financial advice that we get into over there on that chat. I don't know what happened, Jam the Fool. All of a sudden it said swirly, swirly, swirly. I went to my OBS here and it said stream disrupted. Don't know what happened. But no big deal. Yep, I'm back via the Gypsy. I don't know what happened. It just cut out on me. Whenever I'm in the middle of saying something and it cuts out, just give it 2 minutes or 5 minutes and check my channel again, and you'll see that I'm live. Now, Ethereum on the weekly, I must say, is one of the best charts in crypto. I mean, it's just such a straight and steady, clear trend line, heading straight up. Well, 45-degree angle. What more can you ask for an investment than a 45-degree angle, am I right? Jam Nafu said, can you try Vetter? I think I went to some sort of Vetter page, and I think, like, my browser shut down, and my stream got disrupted. That's what happened. Let me go into here and go to Vetter. I don't know what I didn't know what you meant by Vetter dashboard. But I'll go to Vetter.ai. That definitely wasn't where I was before. I think I went to Vetter.com and it might have tried to hack me or something. I don't know. Did they launch the dashboard? I've been waiting for this. November 7th. It's past November 7th. We're going to watch this. I'm curious.
Welcome, everybody. I'm very excited to announce we are launching Vetter Platform DApp. It is a very exciting a time because we know how much of an impact this is going to make. If you haven't read the website or the white paper, I really encourage you to do that so you understand the significance of this. It's saving investors massive time. when they're hunting for the next 2x, 10x, 100x on the Binance Smart Chain with crypto pre-sales and fair launches, private sales, IDOs, launching for the first time. Also, Matic, Cardano, Solana, of course, Ethereum, all of the networks. Now, when this first rolls out, it's going to be BSC only.
Yeah, I'm going to look at Baby Cake after this,
to be able
Gypsy.
To work with all those other
Jim
networks
was asking
and
about
roll
it.
those out very quickly. It's the same interface and function. In fact, let's look at some things really quick here.
I really am interested in this Vetter dashboard. It brings in all sorts of on-chain and off-chain analysis, sentiment analysis, social media analysis, source code analysis, how often they're updating their GitHubs and whatnot. I'm very interested in this dashboard. Apparently it just launched. I do want to see this.
So again, read the white paper if this is your first time here or you don't really understand what's going on, but we're basically paying people in Vetter to do the work for investors who want a faster way to spot the gems, the ones that are going to pay the returns. And the white paper explains how it works. The website goes into it quickly in a summary. If you don't have that, start there. But today's November 7th, at the time that I'm recording this. We're actually looking at right now is the live DApp. And I know we kind of managed expectations by kind of downplaying that, that the V1, the version 1 of this wouldn't be as cool looking as version 2 that comes out later this month, but it actually looks very similar. If we go back to some of the layout and design for version 2 that we talked about, you can see it, if you can see over here, it's super cool. The calendar, it's got little touches to the visuals that make it look super cool.
I'm going to try to get somebody from this team to interview.
But I just want you to notice, how similar version 1 looks to that. It doesn't look as cool, but it still is.
Jim Nafu said, what's the best coin to buy right now? It's a great question. It's what everyone around the world is asking right now. There's no telling. The best coin to buy right now is absolutely one we don't know about, that is sitting at like 200,000 market cap right now, and if you were to buy it right now, it's going to be in the billions in a couple months, in a year or two, and that'll be 500,000% gains or something like that, some sort of 1000xer. But, to be on the safe side, I'd say Ethereum, Fantom, Bitcoin, Solana, AR, Engine. Play towards the play to earn model, the NFTs, the DeFi, I'd say the Fantom altcoins are probably the best right now. Like Tomb Finance. Tomb's pegged to Fantom, so don't expect too much gains from the Tomb token itself, but T-Share, which is part of Tomb.finance, is huge. I want to see this Vetter dashboard.
Is much cooler than we thought we'd be able to put out in our first version. Very excited about that. But more so, the functionality that's built into this is absolutely incredible. And again, this is rolling out today. I'm going to explain how it's rolling out. We can't just open it up to the world on day one. We're going to open it up to a small group that we've been working with to start populating the calendar. Again, this is the actual live stuff we're looking at. This is a live platform. Here's the live calendar. You got test content on here. We need to now populate it. So we're bringing on board.
See, now they said they were launching the dashboard November 7th. November 7th DApp rollout. And it's November 10th. I don't, you click on the dashboard, I don't see it yet. But at least they put out this preview. That's good enough, that's good. These sentiment analysis tools are great tools to have. I'm sure you're going to have to own a certain amount of Vetter to access the dashboard. We'll see about that. I will make a video on Vetter because I am very into sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis can get you very far. A lot of gains really fast, especially on dips. If something's showing strong sentiment and just dumped for no reason, A lot of times it's great to just buy that dip. So to answer your question, Jam Nafu, what's the best coin to buy right now? I don't know, man. I don't know. Ethereum maybe for safety, but for the 1000x, let's take a look at Superdog. It just got added to CoinMarketCap. Price is exploding. There's a nice dip on it. It's a nice dip. This thing is going ballistic. And it is still up. Well, we just got into this like last week. So let's go 7 days. Alright, that's good. 7 days, 8 231% gains in a week here. And the dips get eaten right back up. That'll get eaten right back up. It's only 13 million in market cap. That is small. That is small. Total supply is less than 1 million. That's good too. That's good to note. Less than 1 million. Wait, that's 907 million maximum supply. So you can expect, if Superdog takes off, to at least hit $10 eventually. Eventually. Violet Gypsy said, I just bought a tiny bit of Solana. Next I will buy Fantom. It's a budget issue for me. I can't put in tons of money on anything. Neither can I, really. I really am conservative. I have children. I have a family. I have bills. I can't buy all the coins that I'd like to buy. I really can't. And when I do, especially these small cap ones like Superdog, I put $50 into it. That's probably, I'm just gonna diamond hand it, and I'm probably gonna be very happy with myself next year, because Superdog's pretty cool. It's vetted, public, real people behind it. Here's a little 17-second song that's been stuck in my head ever since I bought it.
Super Doge, Super Doge. It's not just a coin, it's a crypto show. Super Doge, Super Doge. Saving the world from the fiat control.
Saving the world from the fiat control. I mean, it's got NFT collections, cartoon. It just got listed on CoinMarketCap. That's what explains the heavy volume this morning that we saw right here. That's what got listed on CoinMarketCap and just started blowing up again. Not like it wasn't blowing up to begin with. It just made a straighter vertical line. You gotta love vertical lines in investing. So Tomb's pegged to the price of Fantom. It deviates. The way they keep it stable is with the buying and selling of T-bonds. Fantom SHIBA, it's just something I'm really bullish on for the future. Nice dip if you want to get in. Not financial advice. Geist is back up 6% in the hour, but it has been crashing. Excuse me. It has been crashing. Geist is just looking for a new bottom. And what's a little cool about Geist, I made the Geist video a couple weeks ago. I said, hey, I'm locking up my tokens for 3 months instead of staking. Geist.finance. You could just buy Geist on Spooky Swap or Spirit Swap. Come to Geist.finance and either lock it up for 3 months for 800% APY or stake it with no lockup for, I think, a little under 300% APY. And you don't just get Geist, you also get platform fees in Fantom, Ethereum, USDC, USDT while you're staking, while you're locked up. And anybody who watched that video and locked it up or staked Geist, you're entitled to a Blizz airdrop. Go to blizzard.network, connect your MetaMask, the same MetaMask that you bought and staked the Geist with, and the first thing that will pop up is your airdrop. Now, if you did the 3-month lock, your airdrop is 5 times bigger than the staker's airdrop. So, you're welcome. Blizz seems like it's a pretty good coin. It's been going up pretty well, even though AVAX is dropping. It is still going up. Blizz is still going up. There's great APYs on here right now. I think one of us in the Crypto Lodge Telegram was earning 22,000% APY staking Blizz and AVAX. I think this gives you 22,000% APY. I don't connect my MetaMask on the live streams anymore, so I can't show you the actual numbers. But yeah, what's up, Mike Does, with your ontology canary in a gold mine, in a coal mine mentality? Let's entertain your idea. Ontology. On its way back up here. Now let's see. Let's compare it to Bitcoin. And see if you're right. That's dominance, which is way down. So we got ontology here. We'll put it on the 15-minute. Click reset. Go over to Bitcoin, put it on the 15-minute, click reset, and let's see. Looks to me like it's moving with Bitcoin. I mean, as long as I've known you, Mike Does, you've been saying ontology predicts the market. What I'm seeing here is Bitcoin telling it what to do. Let's see here, exactly at $13.30, 11/10/21, Bitcoin started pumping. Ontology. 13:30. 11/10/21. Not as much as of a pump, but did it start before Bitcoin? No, it started. It's the same time. Ontology is moving with Bitcoin, but you are, as long as I've known you, you've been adamant about ontology predicting the market. Let's look at this weekly chart. It's kind of been getting crushed here. That's been getting creamed. That's not good at all. Look at this. You're at the same price. Ontology's at the same price that it was 1,092 days ago. That's a little crazy. And you can see that's a clear resistance line too. Touched it here, got rejected. Touched it here, got rejected hard. Touched it here, got rejected. Came up above it. Couldn't hold it. Came down to the moving average. Bounced off that. Held the moving average. Came back up. Dropped through the moving average. rejected, up, testing it again. So we're in that rejection range. We need to flip that to support. This needs to come up, bounce off that, go up higher. Maybe even bounce off it a couple of times to give it some real good support. But I don't see what you see. I don't see what you see. Perhaps in the if you would join the t.me/the Crypto Lodge, you could point out in real time, say, hey, look, Ontology's pumping, Bitcoin's about to pump, but I don't see the correlation. I see Ontology following Bitcoin like most other cryptos do. From that bottom of that wick, 616 days, Ontology's only up 434% in like 2 years. I don't see how it predicts what Bitcoin's gonna do. Let's hear from some other people. Mike Does said, notice how it stopped dipping before all the coins as well. Let's go to the minutes, exactly to the minute, and say it stopped dipping. Right here, 21.25 on the minute. Let's look at 21.25 on the minute for Bitcoin. It's right here. 21.25. It's at the exact same time, Mike. It's the exact same time. Ontology's dipping now. Probably, no, Bitcoin's dipping now, which means Ontology's probably dipping now. I don't see what you see. I line them up perfectly, and they move together. Ontology doesn't seem to move first. If you're talking about a predictor crypto, I'd look at SHIBA more, because SHIBA is like a whale repository where they just stick their money to pump and dump, and you'll notice over 27% came out of SHIBA in the past week, while other coins have rallied. So the money's flowing out of SHIBA into the other coins. Mike said QNT is 11% red. BTC is 3.6% red right now. There you have it. You can say that about every coin, dude. You could say that about every coin. They all move a little more than Bitcoin because they're lower market cap. But they're moving at the exact same time, Mike. It's not Ontology's not doing it before Bitcoin does it. Ontology's doing it because Bitcoin's doing it, and it has it's the dominant coin in the market. Mike Does said Bitcoin will stay red until Ontology is green. All right. Whatever you say. There's Ontology turning green on the minute. And there's Bitcoin red on the minute. Yeah, you just... I mean, we were moving up and down inside this channel for a whole long time, so it's nice to get back. It's nice to get above it. We just need to get back above it and hold it as support. It's Mike, I mean, you're looking at Ontology, and then you go look at the other chart, and notice that it's doing a similar thing. I think you should pay. I don't know, man. We're looking at the charts. If ontology were a predictor, you'd see it on the charts. The exact point Bitcoin started moving here this morning on its big leg up was 1329. It's getting closer. Get the exact time. So hit the bottom there. And we're on the minute chart here. So 1329 is when it started to pump up big. Let's look at ontology on the minute. 1329. Right here. It actually, ontology started pumping after Bitcoin here, because Bitcoin started pumping at 1329 a couple minutes before ontology started pumping. All right, man. And that's what I'm seeing across the board. I do not believe ontology is predicting the market. Yeah, this isn't a crash. It's we're shaking out leverage traders because this morning sorry, I got a text. Mike says, from what I can tell, the KuCoin live shows it doing what I said. Okay, but ONT is like second place mover to Bitcoin. BTC predicts you're right, but if you're holding alts, ONT will give you a more long distance warning than BTC, that is. For sure, but if ONT is moving after Bitcoin moves, how is that better? How is that a better predictor? Yeah, you see ONT creep slowly in one direction or another because of what Bitcoin's doing. That's what it is. The coins that tend to make the all-time highs. I mean, ontology, I wish it were just a predictor coin. Then it would justify the lack of price going up. What, 400% in over a year, 2 years? That's not much for Bitcoin did better than that. Bitcoin outperformed ontology. That's not saying a lot. I'm not only looking at crashes. I'm looking at everything. Here's a peak. Let's look at this peak. When did this peak? Let's look at this one. Here's a peak. Started to go downhill. 2308. Let's go over to Bitcoin. Alright, we're gonna pick a different spot here because we're too far back there. Let's find the top right here. 727. 727, 11, 10, 21. 727. How far am I from the... Alright, well here was the top of the most recent one. We know Bitcoin started it, Ontology followed it. Now let's see, the top is 1416. 1110. Let's look at 1416. 1110. Right here. Right before Ontology decided to put a huge wick in up. And then went sideways. Just like Bitcoin. Alright, it's enough of the Ontology is predicting the market conversation. It's obviously following Bitcoin, man. Sorry. It's just what I see. Anybody in the chat wanna tell me what you think is gonna be the next 5x, 6x, 10x in the next by say February 2021? What do you think's gonna 10x? Provided Bitcoin stays above 65k. Provided Bitcoin stays above the weekly 20 and 21 MA and EMA. So we're doing quite well. We're not too far overextended. We're not overheated. I think back here we were up at a peak. I'd say that probably be about right here. Was up 98% over the top of the bull market support band, and to be 98% above the top of the bull market support band again would put us at $102,000 Bitcoin. So if we get just as overheated as we were here, we'll see 100,000. We're still in buy territory on the weekly. Apparently, this indicator thinks for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. For the past 20 weeks, Bitcoin is in a buy zone. And it tends to be it's very correct on the weekly. The lower time frame you go down, the less accurate it becomes. But I just wanted to point out all the bounces off of the 20 week, which led to a rally. When you fall through it, it takes a little bit. Got above it, didn't hold it, fell through it. Took many weeks to get back above it. Finally held it. Bounced up, held it. Went for a hell of a bounce. Didn't touch it again for... Didn't touch that bull market support band again for 224 days. Up 500%. pull another move like that one, and we got ourselves a crazy Bitcoin. That's close to $1 million. But of course, as things get bigger, as market caps get bigger, it takes more capital to move it, so it shrink it. I mean, even shrinking it, and moving it, you know, expecting a move down, perhaps all the way down to 37K, which I don't think is going to happen. Even if it does, it's, you know, prior movements say we could still get up to over $200,000. That's crazy. Things are very bullish right now. Everybody's getting into crypto. All the companies are getting into crypto. If you haven't hit thumbs up yet, go ahead and hit thumbs up. It brings more people into the chat. What do you guys think is the next 10x within? What do you think is the next 10x within 3 months? What do you think is the next 10x by January, if any? Jam Nafu, what's up, man? Baby cake. Mutable X, no, it's not a gaming coin. Immutable X is a fast blockchain. It's going to be used by, who's using Immutable X for NFTs? I think it's like let me see. What was this? IMX, coin market cap, Immutable X. Overview. Up 30% today. That's nice. Immutable X is the first layer 2 scaling solution for NFTs on Ethereum. Okay, I was right. But who just did the partnership? I think it might have been like okay, esports tournament gaming. It's a huge partnership with a big guy. Not ESL. IMVU to integrate Immutable X for NFT gaming. I mean, a lot of people have been waiting in anticipation for Immutable X IMX token, so it is pumping. Let's see, it's up $4.64. When did it just launch? On the 5th, 5 days ago. So, pretty flat. Market cap of 1 billion. Shit. They raised a lot of money. So it was launched 11.5. Went down from launch, and now it's up. Geez, they must had. I'd be weary about. I would really want to check the vesting schedules for the pre-sale investors, because that high of a market cap for a project that just started 5 days ago. You got seed investors. They're going to dump this token once they're in good money. Is IMX on Coinbase now too? Is this true? No, not yet. Not yet, but it does seem like it will happen. FTX is the biggest exchange with the most volume to grab IMX, next to Huobi, Gate.io, Polynex, OKX. You can get on SushiSwap, Uniswap, Big One. Is that a Harmony One? It's only got an Ethereum address. Let me look up IMX, CoinGecko, see if they might have another blockchain address. Nope, just Ethereum. So this is a layer 2, but it's an Ethereum token. I wouldn't jump into this just yet. I really wouldn't. Mike Does said, I can't understand why ETH Classic is so valuable if it got hacked. Well, ETH Classic is just, it's the original Ethereum. I think it's kind of funny how when Vitalik and them forked away from Ethereum, they took the name with them. And then the original Ethereum was forced to call themselves Ethereum Classic because they took the ticker. The project with the higher volume wins the ticker. That's how that works. So yeah, that would be like if Bitcoin Cash just took the name Bitcoin, which I'm sure they would have loved to do, but they would have had to have a higher market cap and volume than Bitcoin itself to take the name Bitcoin. It's just the way it works. It's the way CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, and all the exchanges decide whose ticker is who. If two people are fighting over the same ticker, who's got more market cap, who's got more volume, you get the ticker. So Ethereum Classic is Ethereum. The DAO got hacked, and you shouldn't even be able to do this in a decentralized blockchain, but they reversed it. They rolled back the blockchain like it never happened, which you're not supposed to be able to do. So I sympathize with every Ethereum Classic participant that stayed with Ethereum Classic, because it's bullshit. That was a bailout for the rich of the protocol. It was a bailout. Oh, God forbid the wealthiest people in the project lose their money. We have to roll it back. Oh, forget about decentralization. We're rolling this back. So that's what happened with Ethereum Classic and Ethereum. The Ethereum we know as today decided to pull a centralized move and actually roll back the blockchain to reverse a hack that got the DAO's money. On a real blockchain, a real decentralized blockchain, you bite that bullet and say, we got hacked, we got to update our security, learn our lesson. You can't just act like the American Fed and print money or revert changes or just, throw money at the problem. You can't do that. Mutable X is up 25% today. It's had a lot of hype. Everyone in t.me/the Crypto Lodge has been, a lot of the guys there have been talking about it. It's pinned at the top if you want to click on the link and join our Telegram. I don't post videos for every 100x that I buy, but we talk about them in the Telegram. So, I never made a video for Super Dog. We're up over 100% in less than a week on that one. I didn't make a video for a lot of things, but we talk about them at t.me/the Crypto Lodge. ICP is not ICP sacrificed decentralization for other things. So no. Solana, also another one that sacrificed decentralization for speed and cost and the ability to roll back the blockchain if anything uncouth were to happen. ICP was not around before Bitcoin. Alright? Bitcoin was the first. Do your math on that. Do your due diligence on that. When was Internet computer crypto launched October 2016, the same year, like pretty much just right after Ethereum launched. DFINITY launched, which is the precursor to ICP. Used to be called DFINITY. I remember DFINITY. Thought it was a cool concept. Never bought the coin, but back then, 2016, probably should have. I definitely should have. But there was made just as much holding other stuff. Juan said, I heard Solana is the venture capitalist coin. Yes, Solana's straight out of Silicon Valley. They sacrificed speed. They sacrificed decentralization for speed and cost. The big players in gaming, like Sony, Nintendo, Rockstar. I'm not a big gamer, but all the big names in gaming, Microsoft, I knew they didn't want to launch on a blockchain they have little control over. So Solana was created. Solana, the word Solana actually means the sunny side of a mountain or valley, which is kind of interesting. I had no idea Solana would run up. I saw the job. I'm a developer, so I get job interviews coming in, at least 20 a day. And the beginning of 2021, late 2022, I started seeing Solana jobs pop up. So I started to get into it. Actually, I did a Solana job. I minted NFTs on Solana. Made tokens. Sorry, my phone again. But yeah, they sacrificed decentralization they didn't sacrifice it. They knew they needed to be centralized for the big companies to feel comfortable coming in, because if something were to happen, Solana can roll back to blockchain. So, what do you guys think is the next 10x by the end of January 2022? Juan Smith said, what did Harmony sacrifice its speed and cost? It sacrificed decentralization. It's highly centralized. They can roll back transactions as they wish, as they see fit. It's a great developer environment, great user environment, good blockchain, fast, cheap. But big players like Microsoft and the big gaming companies like Rockstar and whatever, they don't want to launch on a blockchain they have no control over. So Solana, believe it or not, was born straight out of Silicon Valley, where all the big tech companies in the world convene and conglomerate. So Solana and AR, that's the ticker, AR, Arweave, handles all the data for Solana. So once, I know for a fact, I can't speak on any names of the games because I signed NDAs, but lots of games are launching on Solana. Q1, Q2, Q3, 2022. Arweave is going to be an essential. Arweave is going to be needed to handle all that user data, all that NFT data, player data, stats, images, graphics, all that has to be stored on Arweave. Juan Smith, is there any fast, cheap blockchain that has maintained decentralization? Yes. Yes, Fantom, Cardano. Although they did fumble smart contracts, I'll give them that. Cardano fumbled their smart contracts at first, but a little over a year ago, Cardano was 5 cents. So anyone talking about Cardano not performing very well wasn't around last year. Ethereum 2.0, I'd say, would be one of the fastest, cheapest, most decentralized. However, 2.0 is clearly dev takeover, because the miners don't want 2.0. The miners want to keep making $500 per transaction. They're not with it. They're not for it. Ethereum's going to push that proof of stake button, and miners will be out. And Ethereum 2.0 is projected to be 25 times faster than Solana, using a technology called, don't laugh, sharding. Sharding with a D, not with a T. Alright. And Juan, is there any fast, cheap blockchain that has maintained decentralization? Yes. Fantom's my favorite. Algo is a good one. Cardano is very decentralized. It's a model. The staking model promotes decentralization. So if too much money goes into one staking pool, the rewards start to drop, which incentivizes them to branch out and create more and more and more and more stake pools to optimize. You're optimizing your yield by creating new stake pools all the time. Brilliant design. That has been adopted by other projects. I know Fantom uses a DAG model, which all blockchains use a DAG model. And what do they call it? Lachesis. Lachesis is their groundbreaking consensus model. Blockchains are, it's funny, blockchain technology is like taking a database, like I don't know if any of you are like web developers at all, but if you know about MySQL, SQL databases, blockchain is like a very shitty, slow database. Terribly slow. Terribly slow. CPU, GPU, extensive. Shitty version of a blockchain, but this is the length that we go to make sure that our money's decentralized. We don't mind the slower speeds. We don't mind the higher cost, as long as nobody is butting into our business and that we really have financial freedom. But they're getting faster. Having said that, they're getting faster, much faster, and keeping decentralization. Like Fantom and Terra, Avalanche are probably 3 of the best examples of high speed, low cost, fully decentralized. Juan said, thank you very much for all the info. What's the main weakness of proof of stake versus proof of work? The main weakness is that proof of stake is basically an oligarchy. If you have $1 billion, you can come into proof of stake and instantly buy yourself power, a governance position, a say on the voting, or you earn a great percent back on all that money you're staking in the native token. So proof of stake is like, proof of work is like a meritocracy where you have to mine each coin. You have to have the computer with the power to mine the coin, and you deserve it. Proof of stake is just how much money do you have. The more money you can put into this protocol, the more power you have in the protocol. Which I've always just not really been a fan of. Like, when I first heard it, when proof of stake first started popping up, I was thinking, this is not a good idea. Proof of work is a meritocracy. It's fair. You pay for the equipment to mine the coins, and then that money's yours. But in proof of stake, if you're a billionaire, you can stake $1 billion and earn way more than everybody else overnight without knowing jack shit about crypto or blockchains. Mike Does said, proof of stake, you have to own a lot of that coin and have something to lose when running a node. Proof of work, you don't. That's not true. Consider proof of work, you invest all that money in the equipment. GPUs are not cheap these days. So the same sort of risk is there, but with proof of stake, all you need to do is throw money at it, and you're king. But with proof of work, you actually have to prove the work, all right? Instead of just proving you have money. Violent Gypsy, not violent. Violet Gypsy said, what do you think of NVIDIA's Omniverse? I haven't heard of that. I need to look that up. Juan Smith said, syndicates to control majority stakes of various protocols. Oh. Mike Does says, I think all these graphic card developers are going to go out of business because all the graphics will be processed by a blockchain and streamed to handheld devices, so no need for GPU. That's not how technology works, Mike. You can't have... You're still going to have to render it locally. You're still going to have a GPU. You can't have a GPU in the cloud feeding it to you. You can subsidize, sort of, some of that speed with blockchain, which is being done now. But just because, let's say this system has this decentralized system has the most powerful GPU in the world and feeds the game straight to your computer, you're still going to need a good GPU to get good frame rate, resolution, graphics, all that. So you can't just let something in the cloud handle something. In programming, there's server-side programming and client-side programming. You're still going to need the client-side power, no matter how powerful the server-side programming is, and it could help reduce the load for the client side, but the client still needs a good GPU. Or you can't run a great game on a shitty computer just because you're connected to a nice GPU blockchain. Juan Smith said, how do L2s maintain their integrity/honesty while avoiding the steps that made the underlying chain slow? Well, they're just doing these new things called roll-ups, ZK roll-ups, ZK snarks. Sharding is another one. There's Arbitrum, Loopring, Optimism, Matic, Cartesi. There's a bunch of them. And they're all band-aid solutions until 2.0 comes. So I'm not really long-term bullish, and I will be back in 1 second. Let me leave you with the Bitcoin 1 minute chart just for a minute. I'll be right back. Gotta run to the other room quick. The mouth gets dry. All right. Told you it'd be quick. Sorry about that. These buy and sell indicators are not for the minute graph, but they tend to work. But you see how they glitch in and out on the minute. They tend to work. They tend to really be pretty accurate, especially you go to the daily. Told you to buy all the way back here. It's a smart move. Sell here, smart move. Sell here, buy here. Very smart move, you know. Buy here, sell here, buy here. Like, we're still in the buy territory. I don't see a daily sell coming in for days. I don't see a sell indicator coming in for days. It really needs to I honestly don't know what metrics it looks at, but we can also look at the logarithmic regression rainbow. I got two different ones here, and you'll see the very top of this is 730K. But the thing about the rainbow is that we won't make it to the top levels anymore. However, each level's rising. So if you were to draw out this zone right here, it would be coming up like that. So eventually that zone where we can hit will be $350,000 or more. As time goes by, time's on our side. All you need to do is not get shaken out. And let's pull up the other rainbow that I have, the curve zones. And I like this one. Let's go to Bittrex. I think that goes back the longest. That's 2016. What goes back the longest? Bybit, no way. Huobi, no way. Femex, no way. I need to memorize which one of these goes back the longest. One of these do. Bitstamp, maybe, no way. Upbit, that goes back to 2016. Well, this one's more realistic. It's not the rainbow. It's the log curve zones. It tries to fit the tops and the bottoms. Right now we're in the center, a little above center. We're not overheated at all. We are slightly above underheated. So right now it could call for a 64,000. Or where am I here? Yeah, it's getting in my way here. Yeah, right now that would call for a over 100,000, about $130,000 Bitcoin if it hits the top of the band, like it did in 2018, like it almost did back in April, and we'll eventually nail it, which will change the band. Mike Does says, Aunt moved first again. Let me go to the minute, see what you're talking about. Bitcoin, reset chart, turn off this. Let's get back over to the Coinbase for Binance with all the clean 1 minute data. And now let's look at Aunt's on the 1 minute with all the clean 1 minute data. This started moving here to 2342. 2342. So you really can't say, like, look, they're Ontology's following Bitcoin, in my opinion. You need, I mean, to say Ontology's predicting it, it needs to be before Bitcoin pumps, not at the same time. I mean, all I'm seeing is the same time. Things are pumping at the same time, like all the altcoins and mid caps will do. Look at this cluster of buys here, along with this cluster of sells there. Let's turn that off. And there goes Ontology dumping, along with Bitcoin dumping. Now, what happens first? Let's just, I want to settle this once and for all. Where's, ONT? There we go. BTC there. There we go. Let me just get rid of this. Pull this back down. Alright, now we're looking at both at the same exact time. What's happening first? Ontology started going down. Bitcoin went up first. Then Ontology just followed it. Let's see who's following who. I want to settle this, man. Bitcoin just went up more. Bitcoin went up more. More and more. Drop. Up, up, up. So who, you really think Ontology's leading the show here? It's sitting flat right now while Bitcoin goes up. I bet Ontology, there goes Ontology down while Bitcoin's continuing to move up. There goes Bitcoin on its way down, which will bring Ontology down with it. So it's sort of instantaneous. Right there went a spike on Ontology. Came back down. What I'm seeing is Bitcoin leading, Ontology following. Let's wait and watch for a more decisive move. Where does this go? Ontology went green right there before Bitcoin did. They're both Binance. They're both coming from the same exchange. Ontology moved just then before Bitcoin did. Terrific move. I love to see Bitcoin going up like this in Ontology. Ontology certainly offers more robust gains in a short period of time. That's 1.42% in 9 minutes. While this, I should shut my window so you guys don't hear all that stuff. It's not even a percent in 9 minutes. So the lower caps move more. Now let's keep watching here. Bitcoin is leading with the up here. Bitcoin going down. Bitcoin go up, down, down. See, they work together. When Bitcoin drops, all the other coins drop. When Bitcoin goes up, all the other coins go up. There's Bitcoin leading the drop now, and Ontology following. I don't see Mike. I see Bitcoin leading, not Ontology. Look at it. I don't know. It's very easy to see what you want to see in crypto. Now look, Bitcoin. I was gonna say it, but there. Move up first, then follows Ontology with after Bitcoin. Boom. Now it's dropped back down. Ontology will drop back down. Up, 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 up. Bitcoin's moving first. I don't know what to tell you. This is boring, people. I'll give you that. Ontology just moved before Bitcoin there. But Bitcoin is 9 times out of 10 moving before Ontology here. Ontology's following Bitcoin. It's simultaneous. All these things are priced against Bitcoin, so when Bitcoin goes up or down, so does the rest. Now look, Bitcoin. Let's wait for 1 or 2 more moves, so I could clearly show you. There goes Bitcoin, up, up. Then goes Ontology up. Here goes Bitcoin down. Then goes Ontology down. There goes Bitcoin up. There goes Bitcoin down. Then Ontology went down. You see? Bitcoin's doing it first, not Ontology. Alright, man? I know I've been hearing you say this as long as I've been doing YouTube. I appreciate your support and that you like my channel and that you come to my live streams, you watch my videos. I don't think you're on the Telegram, which you should be. But see, Bitcoin made a move up there. Here comes Ontology to follow it. See that? It's just following Bitcoin. It's not predicting anything. But let's say you're making a shitload of money with this Ontology canary in a coal mine theory. More power to you, man. But Bitcoin's clearly making the first move. Thank you, Violet Gypsy. Violet Gypsy said, Bitcoin leads everything. It's the king of the world. Yeah. We passed the market cap of silver today. Yeah, you really can't say Ontology is moving before Bitcoin does, because when you really compare it side to side, which I encourage you to, I really encourage you to do that, you'll find Bitcoin leads it. Why would Ontology lead Bitcoin? Doesn't make any sense. Ontology Bitcoin valuation. Let's get off the minute, go to the week. Ontology Bitcoin valuation has been bleeding horribly for all of time. Therefore, Ontology is definitely not predicting the market. It's down 98% in 194 weeks. Bitcoin is up in that same amount of time. It's a boring topic for viewers. If you haven't hit that thumb up, go ahead and hit it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the all notification so you know when I go live. We'll look at the weekly Ontology and the weekly Bitcoin. You'll notice stark differences. How is that predicting anything? Really? I think you're just noticing that smaller coins make more volatile moves when Bitcoin moves. So I heard you say, look at the percentage. It's because it's a smaller market cap. So when Bitcoin goes up 5%, Ontology is going to go up like 20 or 30. That doesn't mean it's leading it. It just means that it's a smaller market cap, and when the valuation of Bitcoin goes up, it's paired against Bitcoin on most exchanges and dexes. So it's going to control the price of all crypto assets. Violet Gypsy, can we move on to Baby Cake or Nvidia Omniverse or something else, please? Yes. Absolutely. I want to check out Nvidia Omniverse. That was very boring. I'm very sorry. Nvidia. It's making an Omniverse. If anyone can do it, it's them. Open beta. Nvidia Omniverse is a scalable, multi-GPU, real-time reference development platform for 3D simulation and design collaboration. based on Pixar's universal scene description and NVIDIA RTX technology. Let me see this. Not forums, docs. Where is home? Jetpack, MDL SDK, Isaac SDK. That's cool. All these SDKs from NVIDIA. That's awesome. I want to see a little short video from NVIDIA on the Omniverse. Right there, NVIDIA Studio, 3.5 minutes.
NVIDIA Omniverse is an RTX accelerated platform for 3D content creation and collaboration. It allows artists to easily sync assets from over 20 creative apps, such as Autodesk 3ds Max and Epic Games' Unreal Engine 4, quickly add amazing physics and AI effects, and visualize in real time to create stunning compositions. Let me show you how I can use Omniverse tools to compose a 3D scene while working on an NVIDIA Studio laptop. First, I want to create the setting, so let's start with some terrain. Both NVIDIA and software developers are building bridges between the applications artists use and Omniverse. We call these Omniverse connectors. This is really important because different applications are better for different tasks, but it's usually difficult to transfer that content between applications. Omniverse connectors enable apps to work together seamlessly. Here, I'm using Autodesk 3ds Max to create detailed terrain maps from an image painted in Adobe Photoshop. Because of the connector in 3ds Max, all my changes will update automatically in Omniverse Create, where I can already begin to see my scene come to life with real-time atmosphere and lights defining the terrain.
Nice.
Omniverse Create also has its own powerful tools, such as instancers that help add hundreds of 3D elements like vegetation,
look at that grass.
so we can quickly create and visualize complex worlds, even on a laptop.
Look at that atmosphere.
With Omniverse, artists like me are able to work unhindered in our favorite tools.
Unhindered.
Connectors keep our work dynamic and in sync no matter which app we're working in.
Beautiful.
Now that the scene is set, I want to add in a car and make it move. In Omniverse Create, making dynamic and realistic object animations is easy with Omniverse Physics and
I'm about to make a
PhysX5.
game.
These GPU-accelerated tools make quick work of tedious simulations and animations that would otherwise take a lot of time to manually animate.
Sure
In
would.
the case of this car,
Look at that
I don't have to
beautiful
animate
car.
the wheels or connect the car to the ground. PhysX5 handles that, and in real time. Instead, I just move the car and the physically accurate simulation makes the animation look real. With Omniverse Physics helping me, I can focus on other important aspects of the composition.
This
like
is
how
awesome,
materials look
Violet.
on the car. Materials bring a scene to life, and in Create, MDL and V materials are high-quality, physically based materials that help artists like me make beautiful, accurate, and realistic material updates that are key to delivering work that is more photorealistic. Next, I want to modify the lighting of my scene. With Omniverse RTX Renderer, I can make real-time changes to the lights. I can instantly go from night to day to get the right mood. I can even see atmospheric
As a
light
dev,
effects,
this is
which we
brilliant.
call God
This is
rays,
brilliant.
moving through the canopy as I move the sun. The Omniverse Renderer even lets me instantly toggle back and forth between real-time ray-traced or path-traced mode. This type of interactivity with ray-traced content is faster than ever and reaching new heights in interactive photorealism.
Yeah, Mike, you make a good point there. You don't have to have a room full of computers to render an animated movie anymore. Now the blockchain can do it. You can rent out. You can pay for rendering done on Golem does it. Quite a few protocols do it. They're rendering protocols or perform any sort of high CPU task that you need. That you don't have to do yourself on your own computer. You can outsource that rendering to something with or a cloud of PCs with much faster, more combined processing power than your GPU has. Even if you don't have a GPU, just a CPU. But as a developer, this looks incredible. It really does. Thank you, Violet, for pointing this out to me. I haven't heard of the NVIDIA Metaverse. Let's continue this. It's almost over. That car is beautiful. The atmosphere is beautiful. You see the fog in the air, the mist. You see the sun shining through the mist, like the refractions. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Thanks to NVIDIA Omniverse, I have an amazing looking scene, and I can do a final render of my project in record time, all from within Omniverse Create. Omniverse allows me to quickly explore.
Oh, so this does it too. You render from the cloud. Amazing.
Creative ideas and concepts. The live connectors allow me to work with the.
Notice how she's on a little laptop with the NVIDIA Studio open. Like normally you would need a good, nice, high-powered PC to render things like that, but no. You can outsource that to blockchains now that handle it very well.
Apps that I love to use, and the powerful physics and AI tools, as well as the fast RTX renderer, help me to take my ideas even further. And I can do this all from anywhere on an NVIDIA Studio laptop.
I really like that. So they're getting into crypto. NVIDIA's getting into crypto. Of course they are. Rendering faster in Adobe After Effects with Black Mixture, NVIDIA Studio Speed Hack, Unmask AI. Alright. Let's Violet Gypsy said, curious how this will be used in the crypto marketplace. Well, it's ease of development of 3D models deployed to the metaverse as, of course, NFTs. So you buy that car. You know, that car is not just there. You know, maybe when the game starts, there are a couple cars just there, but the play to earn model in these games is going to be, I created a sick ass car, or earned myself a sick ass car by playing this game or paying the money or did it in the studio, and you put it on the marketplace, and people want that car to play in all sorts of games that utilize the NVIDIA engine here. Theta versus Omniverse, said Mike. Omniverse. Hands down. Omniverse. Theta had... I know the creator of Theta is one of the two guys who originally created YouTube. I like to think that the guy who created Theta was unhappy with the way YouTube just gets rid of channels for no reason sometimes. Happened to me. I was greatly monetized, and all of a sudden, no copyright strikes, no strikes at all, no nothing, no more channel, and it said I'm banned for life. So I had to start over. So I like the idea of Theta, a decentralized video network where things like that don't happen. But also, Theta's kind of been stagnating. They're making a lot of deals with a lot of different sports and like online poker and all sorts of stuff like this. I like Theta, but I also like things like BitChute, BitTube, any decentralized YouTube alternative. I would love to take a look at. I mean, I take a look at all of them that I can find. Violet said, "Don't forget to put your disclaimer. You're not a financial advisor." I call myself an idiot in every single video. So if you want to sue me, you're going to have to tell the judge that you took financial advice from somebody who said he's an idiot. So I'm not really worried about it. And it's in my description on every single video. I mean, I am an idiot, a brilliant idiot. But, I lost a couple $1 million last year because I'm an idiot. So, just trying to make up for lost time there. And let's get off this page. Yeah, YouTube is not decentralized at all. YouTube is... Let's change the subject, or you won't see this channel here anymore. No, Violet is right. You have to say I'm not a financial advisor. It's just all my opinion. That's why I put it under entertainment or education or whatever. A lot of times I put it under comedy. I'm a comedian. So let's see what Bitcoin's doing here. That's great. And we, found a place to liquidate everybody at 62,878. And I imagine we'll go sideways here for a little. I didn't want to be back in this box again. But here we are back in this box. We spent a lot of time inside of this box. Just trading up and down and up and down inside this box. And quite frankly, I don't know why it's not going back further than that. It should. It's still stays inside this box. But we finally made it out of the box. We were range bound between 65 and 60 for a long time. Let's go to the 1 day to really show it. There we go. Just the date range. We were in this box for a month. Almost a month. Almost a month until we popped out of it. 25 days in this channel. Came under it, scared us a little bit. Now we're over it, came back under it. I really hope, that this line's not drawn right. I mean, I really hope we get above. I was hoping we'd bounce off of this yellow line. Because this yellow line represents the last all-time high. Actually, it needs to come down a little. The last all-time high. Actually, the last all-time high. That's why I had it right there. Actually needs to be right here. That's where the last all-time high was. I was hoping we could bounce off the previous all-time high, but it's wishful thinking for a day's work. Of course, We're not going to do it on the first try. Yeah, right? You called her a narc for saying I should let people know I'm not a financial advisor. But isn't it crazy that we were in this same channel? $243 days ago. This is why I say people don't, like, it really doesn't click in people's minds. They don't see it when I say that this year has been flat for Bitcoin. Consolidation all year. Because of all this. This whole area is accumulation. If you couldn't tell. I mean, if you couldn't tell by zooming out. That was accumulation. Let me get rid of this. Accumulation. Especially down here. But this whole area was accumulation. We moved sideways for a whole year. Don't get me wrong, it was volatile to the upside and the downside, but no convexity to the up or down. Just sideways. You could say crypto as a whole is very volatile with upside convexity. You could Google that term if it's above your head. Hey, Violet Gypsy, what altcoins are you into? Or would you like me to show you a couple of the altcoins I'm into? McDonald's, you bastard. You bastard. You know what's not good from McDonald's? Their French fries or their fish sandwiches. You know where you can get those really good at? Burger King. McDonald's microwaves their fish sandwiches, and it feels like they microwave their fries, but I work there so they don't. I know that. They're just real fucking soggy. But you get nice, fat, crunchy French fries at Burger King and a actually deep fried fish fillet. Filet-o-fish or big fish is what they call it at Burger King. Violet Gypsy said, I only have ETH, BIT, and Solana. So Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Solana. I'll show you what I'm working with. It's Fantom. Fantom makes up the bulk of my, well, I have different portfolios. I have different wallets. I have 3 kids. And I put small amounts of, you know, on the dips, whatever I can, even if it's just $3 or $4 of ETH or $3 or $4 of Bitcoin. Whenever I have the chance, I keep adding to these wallets for my kids. Because Bitcoin and Ethereum, I believe, are gonna, you know, my youngest is 5. When he's 18, imagine what his wallet's gonna be worth. So, long holds Ethereum, Bitcoin, of course. I think Fantom's always gonna be with us. Cardano will likely always be with us. I am not a fan of XRP. I think they deserve to be in a lawsuit. I was crying wolf way before the SEC sued them, saying that this should be illegal, what they're doing. The market cap grew 100x, but the price went up 10%. How the fuck does that work? Well, we all found out afterward, didn't we? McDonald's has good breakfast, Violet. Burger King breakfast is too dry, but McDonald's has that good greasy breakfast. I like that. So you really only have Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Solana. It's not bad. If you're playing the long game. The long game. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. That's the long game. Fantom. Get yourself some Fantom. It's at a good price right now, I believe. Well, I'm sure. I have a trend line drawn. That's not the right one. But there is a clear trend for Fantom. I don't think that's quite it. I had it drawn better. Yeah, well, there's a clear uptrend. Am I on logarithmic? Yeah, I gotta be. If you take it off a log, you see how straight up these moves are, but you got to go in a logarithmic. It's an exponential thing. And anywhoozle, if you bought March of 2020, you're still holding Fantom, you're up 209,077% in less than 2 years. 209,000. That means if you put $1 into Fantom 609 days ago, you now have 209. Yeah, but over $200,000. Well, I grew up well under the poverty line. I didn't have an easy life growing up. So I don't want the same fate for my kids here. Your youngest is 19. Wow. My oldest is 14, and it does, yeah, it feels like he was just 5. I still talk to him like he's 5. He hates it. His voice is deep and everything. Like what? I don't know. So even in the last 119 days, Fantom is up 1,655%. I've been calling Fantom since while it was falling. I was calling it. So when it finally hit a bottom here at, geez, what price is this? Under a penny. It's like a 200,000% gain. So someone hopped on the live stream before it got disrupted and said, "Why is Fantom dumping?" And I just don't understand what he was talking about. It's not. If anything, it's probably a little undervalued right now. There goes the trend line. Yeah. That's where the trend line, we broke under the trend line that I had drawn for the longest time. You see we touched it here, twice. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and bounced off of it, and then we came down through it. We came up to try to get back up above it, got rejected from it, came down. Came back up, touched it, got rejected from it, came down. We're going to get back above this trend line and start hopping again. This is stair step. This is because Bitcoin is very volatile right now. I do believe if Bitcoin had remained just stable or even bleeding 2% a day, down 2% a day, Fantom would not be under this trend line. It was holding up for, I mean, let me measure this. Let me go to the 4-hour. The length of this trend line holding up was 105 days of respecting this trend line. They never last forever. We did get extended 252% over the trend line. So let's say we were to do that again from right here. $252 over the trend line. It's about $13. My target for Fantom is $8 to $10 by March, April, May. Which, let's be honest, it's 260 right now. You can wait for that kind of gains. Just a couple months, let's say 6 months tops. You can wait 6 months for 251% gains. Violet said, I hear you, man. Grew up dirt poor. You're a good dad. Thank you. He hates it now, but I'll remember you'll love him and miss him. Those times you talked to him like he was a little kid. I'm paying attention. Fantom is next. Yeah. My kids are my soft spot. My soft spot. 3 boys. 3 boys. Five, 9, and 14. So we can get rid of this line. We are undervalued, in my opinion. The moment it touches, like this is buy. In my mind, like every time it's on the line, it's like buy. And when it comes up 212% over, the trend line. That's sell. Unless you're a diamond hander, just hold. Just hold. But we are clearly undervalued right here. Especially with what Binance Cloud is about to do with Fantom. And what Fantom is about to do with Fantom. It's a gem. But let's look at the real gems here. The real gems here are the altcoins on Fantom. So if you want to know a great website to find alternate DeFi protocols, I'm sure you heard of DeFiPulse.com, but one problem about DeFi Pulse is that it doesn't even include. Look at that dropped and back up in TBL. That's crazy. Let me look at the 30-day here. Look at that. That's insane. It peaked here at 111 billion and dropped to 89 billion and went straight back up to 112 billion. Maker dominance is at 17%. Maker and Curve duke it out quite often. Sometimes Aave's up there. However, DeFi Pulse only includes Ethereum protocols. It's all Ethereum. So this site has been dead to me for a long time. I now use DeFi Llama.com with 2 L's. Llama spelled with 2 L's. Let's just go to the home page. And here we got Curve. Curve is the top with TBL up 20 billion. 20 billion. It does combat MakerDAO as they're very close. Along with Aave, they kind of all fight against each other for the #1 dominant spot. But Curve has a leg up here, supporting Avalanche, Harmony, Ethereum, XDAI, Polygon, Arbitrum, and Fantom. Aave with Ethereum, Polygon, and Avalanche. SushiSwap revolutionizing DeFi exchanges by implementing OKX Chain, Moonriver, Avalanche, Harmony One, BSC, Palm, Ethereum, XDAI, Hecko, Polygon, Arbitrum, CeeLo, and Fantom. Now, 2 spots below SushiSwap, you find AnySwap. I believe AnySwap is going to be one of the biggest gainers into the future. And let me show you why. If you pull up the protocol right above it, well, the DEX right above it, which is SushiSwap and Uniswap, and these are sorted by TVL, total value locked. So AnySwap is number 13 in total value locked and supports all these protocols, and it was around 1/10 of the time SushiSwap was around. So I imagine AnySwap is about to add way more protocols than SushiSwap and start moving up rank. Now look at AnySwap's market cap. It's number 328 in market cap. Not even 200 million. Is that insane or what? Now check out SushiSwap. $1.3 billion in market cap, ranked number 88. Hey, they were right next to each other in TBL. They support all the same protocols. Very multi-chain. Rank number 328. Not even 200 million market cap. Sushi Swap. 1.3 billion market cap. Any swap is going to move the F up hard. And it's on a 10% dip today. Oh boy. Any swap's a great website. A great app where you can swap any coin from any chain to any other chain. And it's just growing by the day. So AnySwap is one of my safe bet gems. Now I got a lot of risky gems, but AnySwap is my safe one. You can get AnySwap a lot of places. Let's see, market. I guess you can't. Well, just go to Spooky Swap and use Fantom. AnySwap is also on well, just use Fantom. Go to CoinMarketCap, type in AnySwap, hit this drop down list, and hit this little button right there to copy the address for Fantom. And then go to kek.tools. And just punch in the token address at the top. AnySwap will pop up. Price has not been doing awesome. It's on an uptrend. Great time to buy, in my opinion. It's been on a clear trend line. What am I on the hour? So, just crudely drawing a trend line. I don't know, something like that. So we drop below it. Let's actually just consider this the trend line. The new trend line, and I believe it's off to the races for AnySwap at some point. Let me check the chat here. Haven't looked in a minute. Violet Gypsy. Hell yeah, I can't wait for that. God bless you. Cool, I had heard of Sushi Swap but not AnySwap. Putting it on my list. Yeah, ANY. AnySwap. If you go to the website, it's not AnySwap.com. It's AnySwap.exchange. And you can, like, let's say I got USDC on Ethereum and I want to move it to BSC. I want to move 100 of them. $100 USDC. All it cost me is cross-chain fee is 0%. Gas fee is 0.9 USDC. So almost $1. So that's pretty cool for atomic swaps. I love that smell. Somebody, I live in the middle of nowhere, and somebody, for the past 2 years I've been living here, at the same time every night, burns hickory or oak or something through a summer and winter, every single day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I love that smell. Sushi Swap had become one of the most innovative projects ever. However, we do want to look at DeFi Llama. Click on DEXs and you'll find that you click on chain, SushiSwap is the most interoperable because it supports the most chains. Elk here must be a good buy because they put a lot of work in. They're one less. What does this have that they don't? Looks like it's Palm. Looks like Elk just doesn't have Palm. Or CeeLo. But Elk has KuCoin Community Chain. And Who. Never heard of Who. And what is this? Elastos. Never heard of that. Very cool. Let me click on Elastos. I love DeFi Llama. You can click on it and see what all is in it. Only 2 protocols. Let's go. Moonriver's been a big one. Let's click on Moonriver, see what we're looking at here. Any swaps at the top. Most TBL for any Moonriver supported protocol. Next is Solar Beam. And then Zenlink, SushiSwap. And Elk is at the bottom of TBL. With only $211,000 locked up. So, Elk's not too, Elk is a real easy single point of failure. Chains. This gives you a graph of all the chains and their dominances. So, as of today, yoink. The top chain is Ethereum. Of course, in TBL. Total value locked. Not in market cap. Not in any other metric except for how much money was stuck into it. Now we'll see some pretty notable coins towards the top. There's Ethereum, Binance, Solana. They make sense. Terra. Beautiful protocol. If you are worried about USDT, USDC, any stable coin and you live in the United States and you fear that they might become regulated or that your funds might get locked up, the best decentralized stablecoin is UST. UST, it is the native stablecoin of Terra. And it is backed 100% by Terra. Which sounds funny and sounds like it wouldn't work. Because when Bitcoin dropped 60% in April, Terra dropped 83%. And guess what happened to UST? Fell off a peg for a day. Came right back to peg. And everybody staking USDT still got their 20% APY guaranteed forever. So if you ever want to cash out of crypto and still keep your money decentralized, switch it to UST on Terra and go to anchorprotocol.com and stake it all for 20% APY. Or go to Alchemix and borrow against it. Next is Avalanche, no surprise there. Tron, somewhat of a surprise there with Tron. Fantom, no surprise with almost 6 billion. Fantom might pass BNB eventually, which you might say is crazy because BNB is number 2 in TBL. But Fantom has been growing at a crazy rate. All developers should be heading towards Fantom. Now looking down towards the bottom, I see Harmony down there at 367 million, followed by Moon River and Optimism with a little over 300 million, and OKX Chain a little over 300 million. Got Secret Network with 221 million, Bitcoin with 207 million of wrapped Bitcoin up in DeFi protocols. DeFi Llama is a great place to look. DeFi Llama is a great place to look for gems. You can just come here to protocols, sort it by 7-day or 1-day change, and look at this. Katana is up. Holy shit. 1,900,000, almost 2,000,000% in TVL in the past 7 days. Katana. That's a big move. Down 2% in a day. Yeah, you should be down a little bit now. You went up enough. 400,000% gain on Arrow, on Solana. And what chain is this? Ronin. So Katana, Ronin chain. I honestly never heard of it. And this is Smart Bitcoin Cash chain. Haven't heard of that. That's new. Smart BCH. It's gaining in TVL. Ben Swap dominance is 70%. So there's 3 swaps. TVL is 18 million for Ben Swap. Token's called eBen. BenSwap.cash. This is where you find low cap gems. Let's see. 369% APR. Total value locked is 27 billion across all farms and pools. $27 million. 7 million no liquidity. 81 Bitcoin Cash is volume. That's Violet Gypsy said, "Thank you for all this info. I always learn something from you. I do offer private lessons if you're interested. To anybody watching this later or whenever. Number 1 is security. I lost. I had my millions. I lost them. I made a mistake, and I got hacked. So I'm starting fresh, and I learned a lot about security over the years. And that's step number 1 is security, because it'll just all disappear if you don't focus on security. It'll all go away, and there's no recourse. You won't be able to find it ever again. It's gone. Ben Swap. IBO initial what offering? Initial Ben offering, okay? That's probably what it is. Yeah, initial Ben offerings. Jumpstart your project. You know what I found today that I really like? It was added to KuCoin, FTG, Fantom Go. I made a video about it earlier. A short video about it earlier. It didn't go into detail. So basically, it is a project accelerator on Fantom. 4 Fantom projects. And I'm really bullish on this. The market cap is unreported, but I think it's ridiculously low right now. Let's see if they had updated it at all. It's not on coin market cap yet, I don't think. FTG. Yep, Fantom Go. They just added it today. Let me add that to... Oh, 437 people added it to their watch list so far. Cool. So Fantom Go is now officially on coin market cap. It's only been alive since... well, it's only been listed since today. Earlier this morning. That's where this whole all price comes from. Earlier this morning. 11/10/2021. 11/10/2021. So, started up here at 62 cents. Dropped as low as 44 cents. And we're back up to 54 cents. I don't see... Yeah, there's only one day of records here. Also, we don't know the market cap here. It's only an Ethereum token too. I don't like when it's just an Ethereum token, but Fantom Go seems pretty awesome. Check out my video. I'll be doing a deeper dive, longer, more boring video on Fantom Go. It's on KuCoin now. It's on CoinMarketCap now. It's not on any dexes yet, which doesn't make sense to me. It should be on Spooky Swap. Let me copy. Why is there an Ethereum address? Ah, see. I don't like that. I don't like that. You need to be a Fantom coin, buddy. You can't be a Fantom Go and be an Ethereum token. Alright? Jesus. Ethereum gas fees. If I want to buy $5 worth of Fantom Go, I'm going to pay $500 in gas fees on Ethereum. If I choose Fantom, which your project is all about Fantom, I'll pay under $1. Even if I want to buy $1 million worth of Fantom Go, I'll pay under $1. So I don't understand or like why it's an Ethereum token. Let's look at the holders. So, top 4 wallets own over 1%. The top wallet owns 88%, which is probably the Team Strategic blah 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 wallet, but we have no circulating supply information yet. We have no market cap information yet. Let's check over at keck.tools and just see if it's added yet. It was added to CoinMarketCap, so perhaps FTG will show up here now. Nope, not yet. But what do we got here? We got Fantom SHIBA, which I believe in for the long run. I do believe in. It did put in a ridiculous $6,000% in 26 days, and it's still up even after this downtrend. 1,132% in 35 days. So this is one that I have been buying the dip on. $2 here, $3 there, $5, $15, $20 there. If I can catch these bottom wicks, I do. I know it may go lower. I even understand that it may go lower than it was before. But I believe in this project for the long run. I did an interview with the sole developer of Fantom SHIBA. You can find that on my website. Now, RIP Fantom Dog. Also a believer in this coin. If you take it from here to here, it's up 661% in 35 days. These are new projects, people. And it, at its peak, it was up 2,718% in 22 days. So, you're still up even if you bought it right here on the 26th of October. Gasarkos, what's up, man? Long time no see. Can you do a TA on LRC for end of year price? I need to see when the grocery store closes. 9, so I got an hour. Starving. Can I do a TA on Loop Ring for end of year price? There's no telling what Loop Ring is going to do, really. By the end of the year, it depends on who's about to be using them. There's a lot of rumors. That's why it's a big green dildo right now. It is up 804% in 14 days. So that is like 70% a day every day for 14 days straight. Let's go to the daily. And let's just see. We're way overextended, I can tell you that. That doesn't mean jack shit, really. It really doesn't mean much for a young crypto to be overextended. It could just mean that it's being used and bought now. But I mean, even if we move this to something like that, I mean, just something more based. I mean, there's a long way to come back down. Very overextended, if you ask me. But that happens. We're 1,337% over the trend line, where it seems to bottom and bounce at. And ridiculously, Loop Ring is up 761% in 18 days. That's not even right, I don't think. I think it's shorter and more. Yep, a little bit more and a lot shorter. So it's up 776% in 14 days. Is that what I just said? I don't know. By end of year, well, I expect this to come back down. Kind of keep following this sort of trend line. Kind of just keep doing the same over and over again. Let's get rid of that spike. Let's account for the spike by putting it halfway up. Looking at a $60, $54 Loop Ring within that'd be 1,596% gain in 507 days. That's not a lot. but it's a small cap, so it could just go ahead and do something else. It could just keep repeating some sort of... I mean, if it starts getting used by huge protocols, it could just take off. You know, always have its pullbacks and then take off again. I mean, even if it pulls back all the way to the bottom of where it started, Loop Ring is looking good. Loop Ring is a good protocol, and I wouldn't be surprised if it just went ahead and just jumped straight up, just like it did today. But you know, trend lines are trend lines. Bitcoin is the leader, although you do notice how, you know, when Bitcoin trades flat, it's fair game for every other crypto to start taking dominance from Bitcoin. Speaking of that, BTCD. Bitcoin dominance chart. How we looking? I drew a lot of lines there. So it seems to have found a comfy bottom for now. Make no mistake, it's a bottom. It's all the way down to 43. Start up here at 73 from last year. So it went down a whole 40. Dominance went down a whole 46% in less than a year. So a dropping Bitcoin dominance, a sideways Bitcoin, even if it's slightly going down a little or slightly going up a little, is good for alt season. So a dropping dominance and a somewhat tame Bitcoin, not going up too fast, not going down too fast, leads for explosive gains in altcoins. Mike just dropped me a link. Let me click on that. Look at the hash rate coming back like a champion. Jeez. Yeah, no wonder Bitcoin is rallying and hitting new highs. This was May 14th. This was when all the Chinese miners got banned. So it took them from May to June, July. May 15th, July 2nd, so a month and a half for the first of them to start getting back online. And then they're continuing to get back online in new countries. They moved. They had to put big racks of mining equipment on boats and move. But they're back, and that's a nice uptrend. Let's go to all time. Look at that. Straight back up. You try to take Bitcoin down, it goes straight back up every time. Mike says, this is the first chart I ever followed my entire life. Following the hash rate chart is not a bad idea for Bitcoin. However, Bitcoin's not going to give you the short-term gains. It's funny how so much is up so high, yet the market is down almost 4%. Bitcoin's back to 64 after just touching 70. Ethereum's back to 4.6 after just touching 5. Binance, I don't know what it touched there. There's a spike in Tether at the same time where everything dumped. Go figure. Tether's a good metric. If you want to look at looking for these little bumps. These little bumps mean a bunch of people moved to Tether. Look at all year. Look what happened in April when Bitcoin crashed. Went up like crazy. Lasted in April, May, until May, where it looks like people got back out of Tether and back into the game. You can really see the volatility of Tether. When it spikes to the top, that means people are getting out of crypto assets that go up and down and into Tether. When it spikes down, that means people are trading their Tether for a more volatile asset. So that happened pretty quick. Look at before November, and then at the end of October, right before November, people, first people bought in like crazy to run October up, and then we know that November was not a very good. Actually, was it September? October is not a very good. Well, it wasn't a very good month. So you'll see this volatility of people getting in and out, not knowing what to do. So watch for these spikes in Tether. Use them as indicators as people are. If it spikes, if it goes up, people are getting out of crypto and into Tether. When it goes down, people are getting out of Tether and into crypto. Tether launches on Avalanche 10 hours ago. Very good. U.S. crackdown on stablecoins is targeting Tether first. That's right. The USDC seems like it's going to be the CBDC or something like that, or the precursor to it. Yeah, Tether is sketchy. I would never hold my money in USDT. If you want to hold your money anywhere, buy USDT, go to anchorprotocol.com, stake it, and you will receive over 20% APY no matter what happens. Even if ANC, the Anchor Protocol token, drops 90%. Even if Luna the blockchain that this is running on drops 83%. You maintain a 20% APY on your $1 stablecoins. And that doesn't... And what surprises me is that it's 100% backed by Luna. You know how they adjust? You know how they account for this? They adjust their lending and borrowing rates. So if things are way out of line, they'll incentivize you to borrow money, pay you to borrow money, or pay you a ridiculous APR to lend money, depending on which side of the spectrum we're swaying too hard. Anchor Protocol, Mirror Protocol, and the whole Terra Luna blockchain ecosystem is amazing. It's one of the best. And I feel safest in UST, no matter what. Because I feel like they're coming after USDT. They'll eventually start coming after USDC. Mike Does said DAI. Yeah, DAI is a good decentralized stablecoin. I Maker DAI. Maker itself, MKR, is probably, if things continue unmolested, it will grow amazingly. The Luna ecosystem. So what I think is going to be at least a 10x by January. Let's just say March. 3 months into 2022, at least a 10x. I think it would be Fantom SHIBA might do much better than that. Much better than a 10x. It is a 700% gain just to get back. 400% gain just to get back to the high. It's volatile. Death has a game, a play to earn game. You could download the beta game now if you go to the website, wherever it's at, and just download it. Price has been suffering since the initial launch. They made a good 2,000% in 3 days off that shit and started selling off. RIP is Fantom Doge. That's how I found, I got SHIBA Doge, Fantom Doge, but this is how I found Super Doge. Super Doge. So it's still up 260, even after this huge peak, and coming all the way back down. It's still up. You're still up 265% in 23 days. That's more than 10% a day. Every single day. That's like 11% a day every single day for 23 days straight. But when it did have its run, that was a 1,679% run in 10 days. So just waiting for it to pick up more steam. Speaking of picking up more steam, let's go over to PooCoin. No pun intended. I went to PooCoin.com. It took me to Super Doge. That's how I found Super Doge, to believe it or not. I went to PooCoin.com instead of PooCoin.app, and I found Super Doge, which turned out to double our money in a very short period of time. Let's see. Sup Dog. I love the ticker for Super Dog. It's Sup Dog. Sup Dog Billionaire is up. Just price discovery. Look at this beautiful, beautiful ray of sunshine. Let's get it off to 15. Let's go to the hour. Reset. Pull back. Oh, God. This thing's been running. All dips get eaten. They just got added to coin market cap today. So I'd say this was the bottom. We're up 1,755% in 43 days and 15 hours. 43 days. 1,000, almost 2,000%. Very good. Yeah, I never got into mining. I really wish I would have. Yeah, the best place to put capital, I don't know if that would be miners. I don't know if that would be miners or staking. Or just holding cap. I mean, because you could spend so much on a miner. What, $10,000 on a really nice miner? What if I had stuck $10,000 in Super Dog instead of just 50? When I did, I would have made way more than mining. Let's just put it that way. Plus, I don't have free electricity. It's not included in my rent. GPUs are hella expensive. I know people are making good profits on the newest coins to mine and whatnot, but I'm in the long game, baby. I got a family. I'm not trying to look at this shit every single day and move and try to maneuver through. Oh, sell this, now buy that, now sell that and buy this and get rid of this mining software and start mining this. No. I'm going to hold and buy the coins that I think are going to do well into the future. I have different categories. I got the short term, mid term, long term, and forever term. I guess Bitcoin is the only one that's on the forever term. Long term is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Fantom, Solana, Avalanche, Algo, Fantom. If I didn't say it already, I always say Fantom. I think Fantom will pass BSC eventually. I really do. It's better. It's better. For a $10,000 miner, you can make $10,000 a year, said Mike Does. Yeah. $10,000 a year is really bad to live on. But if you put $10,000 into Super Dog last week, you have $20,000 now. So I think just investing it might be a better use of your money. Violet said I've got 1,200 tied up waiting for two. Was that helium miners since April? Could have made some sweet profits with that. April, May, June, July, August, September, October. You really been waiting 5 months? You paid for it already and you still haven't gotten your miner? They should owe you every little bit of coin that you could have earned in the meantime. That's ridiculous. Well, there's product you can earn just by staking. way more than with mining. I do think mining is really cool. Who doesn't? You're mining a cryptocurrency. Just the word cryptocurrency is fucking rad, right? But you stick it in the right coins, and you don't have the overhead, you don't have the electricity bill, you don't have the humming noise, you don't gotta worry about parts breaking and having to replace this failing graphics card and whatnot. There's too much upkeep. Why wouldn't you just put the money in good protocols that you know are gonna last a long time, that are pushing the envelope yet low in market cap? That's bullish divergence. That means there's a reason for it to cost a lot more than it does. Just like any swap, there's a huge reason for it to cost a lot more than it does. The TBL is right below Uniswap. Uniswap's like number 14 in market cap, and AnySwap is like number, Jesus, way far away from Uniswap. What do you mean no overhead? If you own property, you still have to pay electric, Mike. The only way you don't have to pay electric is if you're renting and it's included. So there's overhead, there's electric. That really stinks, Violet, that you gotta wait. Like, they should... Don't you wish you just had your 1200 to stick into something until they have them ready to ship? Wouldn't that seem better? Okay, Mike said $10,000 investment for $10,000 a year is 100% APR. 10K is figured with the electric. So you pay $10,000 and you make that back in a year. You could have put $10,000 into Subdog and made that back in a day. I'm just saying, there's more opportunities. Cash is king. Capital's king. I love mining, but I think more money is to be made just buying the right coins. Well, Helium should at least be taking like a... I don't know if these miners are directly from Helium. I imagine they are. There should be some sort of special airdrop or something to those who are waiting. Like, that's ridiculous that they have your... because I don't know if too many are familiar with the expression cash is king. Like, if you owe somebody $10,000 and they're accepting $500 a month until you pay it off, if you have opportunities in your life to make money off money, you wouldn't want to just go give them the whole balance now, because cash is king. Because you could use that cash right now to make more cash, to make it more easy to, even if you made more than you even owe, just still pay the minimum, because cash is king. The debt, fiat, money printing society culture just like really the more debt you can take out for the lowest interest for the longest time, the better. That's why gold and silver are down for the past couple decades. Because debt is like gold now. You take out debt, let's say $100,000 in debt. You borrow $100,000, okay? For 30 years. 30 years with a modest interest rate. By the time that 30 years is up, inflation is going to have paid off like 60 to 70% of that loan. Because the amount of money, because the dollar that you borrowed is worth a lot less now than it was when you borrowed it, but it's still all you owe in dollar amount. Oh, Helium doesn't make miners anymore. They contracted it out to half a dozen manufacturers. So, sounds like a shit show. I am so for Web3, decentralized internet, where we all run our little, where we all put our little fucking cans in the window, right? That's what I'm for. The free internet worldwide. We all put our devices on the window. But I think the real company that's going to make that happen is going to be the company that sends everybody that device for free and says, stick this in your window. Log on to Wi-Fi and have at it. Now you're a node. Now you're a node and you have free internet for being a node. It's a good trade-off to me. That's a fair trade-off. I'm going to put this thing on my window, I get free internet. Why would I have to, I don't have to pay for it. I'm helping run the decentralized Web3. Violet said debt drives the economy since gold standard was ditched. That's what I was saying in our Telegram group earlier. Because we were talking about how gold and silver have not moved. Much, like, at all. Actually, they might be down in the past couple decades. And, yeah, once the gold standard was ditched, it's all about debt. The smartest thing you could possibly do is take out as much debt as you possibly can with the lowest interest rate for the longest duration as possible. So if you get a 30-year mortgage on a house, brilliant, especially with today's interest rates. Brilliant. By the time you're paying that house off, inflation will have taken care of 80% of what you owe. Guaranteed. It would help if they raised the minimum wage. Raise wages to match, but it is what it is. I don't think the minimum wage has changed federally since like 1999. Yeah. Inflation, printing money is taxing. That's taxes. Without us knowing it. So if they can't get away with upping our taxes to 16%, they'll just print enough money to equal 16%. Because printing money is devaluing our dollar, which is taxing us. Violet said, my mortgage is 1.9% and the price of my house has doubled in 8 years. That's right. So you're taking out debt to buy a physical asset that appreciates with time. And you only have to pay back a debt that is easier to pay off with time because of inflation. So, home ownership is the way to go. Renting is fucking, it sucks. Renting sucks. And it's a weird social norm. Don't you think? It's a strange social norm that we pay strangers to live in their homes, and that's a social norm. And like, if we're behind sometimes even 1 month, not even 1 month, like, they're taking you to court and trying to kick you out of what is not your home, but it was your home. Like, it's such a strange psychological arrangement that we've allowed in society here, that we just pay strangers to live in their houses. I don't know. I just think that's a little weird. Just think it's weird. Violet said, so I'm living rent-free, I'm refinancing and pulling out the equity, then I can invest the equity. Yep, that's exactly what you do. Take out more debt on the debt on the debt, because the longer time frame you get on the loan and the lower interest rate, it pays itself off. Because if you owe them $10,000 today, I mean, if you borrow $10,000 today and it's not due for 30 years, $10,000 is going to buy you in 30 years what $500 would have bought you today. So essentially, that's how the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. The poor just keep renting, and rent keeps going up. Have you looked at figures of what rent's going to be in decades from now? 1 decade from now? 5 years from now? It's going to be ridiculous. Even just for the standard studio apartment. I'm in a studio. I'm in a studio. This is my office, and this shit is $700 a month. Nothing included. In the middle of nowhere. So rents are going to be, like, a studio is going to be like $2,000 a month in this area in a couple of years. It's ridiculous. But at least I just come here to do work. Rented for 40 years by the gypsy. Shit. I'm glad you got out of that. Glad you got out of that. I am not out of that. So now, like, it's just such a strange arrangement that you have some guy calling you up like, you're 10 days late. I can't keep getting squeezed like this. Like, are you kidding me? Look at the cost of your mortgage and what I've been paying you for the past 6 years consistently. And you're gonna call me like that? Like, it's strange. It's a strange arrangement that we have accepted as human beings, to just pay strangers to live in their places with no rights. Basically, no rights. No rights of your own. But, we're getting really lost. I'm getting really hungry. I have 30 minutes to get down to the store and go get some food. And, thank you guys for watching. I'm sure you guys are subscribed. And, join the t.me/the crypto lodge. It's pinned in the chat. I'm gonna go.